Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Himote House. What happened last episode? Well, our girls went to the bath to, get clean and stuff, but also discussed cryptocurrency and orgasm together. That was pretty much just how it went, which I think is pretty typical for women that go to the bathhouse together. At least that's what I believe. But yeah, with this episode, I'm not sure how they're going to finish off this series. With some shows, you can kind of venture a reasonable guess about what the final episode will consist of, because it's usually building up to something, like the anime I just finished watching a few minutes ago, AnimeLIst, that finished off at the tournament, which makes sense. But this one, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm interested to find out, so let's do that. 3, 2, 1, play. Nice. A special summary of the series. Are you telling me the final episode will be a recap episode? That thing that every anime wants to avoid? Okay, I guess we'll see how this turns out. Are you ready for a fight, sir? Okay. Okay, that sounds like it could be fun, I guess. Your best lines. That'll be tricky. We just started. Don't screw up already, Tai. Come on. I know, right? Tell her, Kokoro. Let's try that again. I know, right? I guess this is being done in front of a live studio audience. Yes. Don't depress us. That was good, yes. It was still funny though. I still appreciated it. What do you got for me, Kinami? Yeah, no you're not. You're full of it. Do you? uh, that sounds about right, yeah. Oh, I know what Tokyo has. Okay. Sounds about right for Tokyo. uh, is that insane? I mean, I've heard time flies when you're having fun, but... please talk a bit more quickly. I know, right? Wow, I'm really on the same page as Kokoro this episode. It's getting kind of crazy. Uh... what? I guess I liked it. I guess. Well, nobody expects anything from the cat. Did I just... did I see the mic in the shot for a second? Yep, that's how the show began. Everybody else was already there when Tai showed up. Even Minamo. Surprisingly quickly. Panties on the head. Good times. Yeah, the show kind of abandoned the superpowers at some point. I'm sure they complained quite a bit. Yeah, that went really well. I don't know why. Yeah, that's the problem. Oh yeah, I remember those. Those were good. I know, right? I don't see what the problem was. Well, that was a bit meh, but... Shouldn't play baseball inside anyway. Hasn't been that long. Oh yeah, that was funny too. Of course you remember that. What's your point? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was the highlight of the show right there. It really was. Good times. Much better. Much better. That was a bit of a weird episode. Yeah, almost like Tokyo's not the real Tokyo. That was also a weird episode. That was also, yes, quite memorable. Very unique, very special. Objectively speaking, it was pure bliss. Yeah, lots happened, and yet so little. Okay, there was some good stuff in there. Worst Himote House ever. I saw you, guy, giving her something. Got the shadow people from Ruby helping out. I can't quite read that fast. Come on, guys. Well, Ty lost. Why did the light have to be off for it? Is this a punishment? Birthdays are supposed to be fun. What kind of cake is it? Or it actually is her birthday, I guess. That took a turn. Happy birthday, Ty. What was the problem? I thought it was interesting enough. I guess you have a birthday ED now. But there should be a little bit of the show left. See, Tokyo's brought the champagne. I really like the picture of Kinami there. Very nice pose with a wink and everything. I see who brought the presents. And then we have Ty, our birthday girl. Happy birthday. No problem. Now what? Oh, this is what Tokyo's been doing. Okay. Who exactly did she get to replace her? Oh, that should be good. Okay. What is that? Yeah, I can see that. uh, wow. Interesting game. What's next? You sad? Okay, I can see that. It's kind of a weird game, but I can see it being fun. I would say so. Uh, yes, you do. You misspelled already there, but the that would be a problem. uh, looks kind of like a something. Wow, wow. Yeah, Minamo was on that. Like, good God, she was on the ball there. Really was. I guess. Okay, so we got a current front runner. A lot of weird hair on these. Of course, Tokyo would do something silly. That would suck. uh. 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 Okay, looks like Tokyo got that one. I love how quickly they make sure to say it. Uh. Okay, that was a very abrupt end. Well, that was the 12th and final episode of Himote House. And yeah, I wasn't sure what they would do for like an episode to feel like a finale, a final episode, but that whole variety show thing they had going on there, to recap some of the special memorable moments from the show, it was cool. It was cool, it's a little bit risky to have a borderline recap episode as your final episode, but I felt it worked out well enough. It was fine. And that little surprise at the end there, where apparently it's Ty's birthday, that was pretty cool. It's a little bit sad to have your birthday be the last episode, because you had to say goodbye to everything. But it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, the episode itself, I don't have a lot to say on. The final scene was pretty good though. That game, you just pick a card, you say why you think the person's unpopular. Like, well, he time traveled from the Edo period and you can't fit in, A little bit weird. Of course, Tokyo comes up with us really silly ones, but there were some good ones there, like the jail one was a pretty good fit. But yeah, my favorite part of that was probably just Minamo when she was just on the ball and said it so quickly. It was really good. That was really good. That seems like it could be a fun game, because it does have that element of creativity to it, to where every game can be a little bit different, because you could just come up with something new. As long as you're with a creative group of people, you can make that game be fun for, several gaming sessions, I would say. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I can't believe Ty messed up her very first line. That was just embarrassing, especially when it's her birthday. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. But she recovered well enough, so it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, some of the special moments of the show they talked about, like the Yuri game, which was just amazing. The highlight of the show for me personally. The bath scene was also one of the highlights, though. That was really good. Just all that amazing moaning and stuff. Pretty good stuff. But the baseball was probably one of my least favorite episodes, really, because I just don't really care for sports much at all. But the show did make it interesting enough to where it wasn't like a drag or anything. But they also talked about some of the superhero events, which that's kind of something I want to talk about a bit in this in my overall discussion of the show. But yeah, I guess I might as well just start my overall discussion of the show now, as I usually do for final episodes. I call it discussion because it's not a review. I don't do reviews. If I was going to do a review of something, it would be very different. I would have a lot of notes that I take and stuff, and it would not be this. But anyway, my thoughts on the show as a whole. When I first went into it, I did not really know what to expect, I just read the synopsis. It sounded, like a cute girl was doing cute things with some Yuri undertone type of show, I didn't think much of it beyond that. I was like, cool, I guess I'll watch it when it comes out. And then I started up and I saw all these 3D characters and stuff, and they were really hyperactive, especially Tai, and very fast-paced dialogue and slapstick comedy, and just really, I was really taken aback on the first episode. I never actually watched my own reaction to it, but I remember being pretty taken aback to it. Like, I was about ready to drop it for the first, after a few minutes in, I was really getting ready to drop it. Like, what am I watching, dude? I think I made a mistake here. But as I kept watching it, it started to speak to me a bit more, and I was like, okay, I kind of feel this. This kind of reminds me of I can't remember the name of the anime, but the one that's similar to this, the Tasagure Bakuratsu. I can never remember the name, but I watched some of that show a long time ago. But yeah, very much similar to that, with even the improv stuff, the 3D stuff, a lot of similarities there. Similar staff working on both of them, I believe. So, once I got a bit more of a feel for what the show was and how it does have, some pretty funny moments in it, I was like, okay, that wasn't too bad. I'll continue watching it. And the more I watch it, the more I enjoyed it, it became a little bit less hyper fast-paced as the first episode was. It mellowed out a bit, They tried to branch off a bit more and do different special things and just have fun with it. And it just kind of became more enjoyable to watch the more you watched it, especially because you got a bit more attached to the characters because of the improv segments. You really get to see what the voice actresses are like, you added another level of personality and depth to the characters, which was a really cool thing that the show was able to do. Of course, early on, I was really starved for that improv stuff because it was just so, like a minute or two at the end, but then it started to expand it where you got more and more of it. Some episodes had like a huge amount of it, which I thought was a great decision because that really was the highlight of it, When I watched that Tasagura whatever anime, that was my favorite part of that show. That was really cool. And the superpower stuff, that was really weird. Like I don't know if I just didn't pay much attention to the synopsis or what, but that also surprised me, the superpower stuff. Which I kind of wish they didn't have in the show just because they just really abandoned it after a while. After they opened the jar, like it really didn't have any real relevance. Like they stopped really adapting that to the character's behavior very much, I mean, it had its little moments, like they had the mind reading stuff, so it was harder to keep a birthday surprise secret, So they did have a little bit of stuff here and there, but I did feel like it was underutilized nonetheless, just in my opinion. I mean, to be fair, there's not really a lot of uses for a Kamehameha in your daily life if you're not fighting, alien warriors, but still, I would have liked to have seen a bit more of it, a bit more of the cloning stuff, which is something that could come in handy in daily life. Stuff like that, but I was actually starting to forget which powers which person had because it was as underutilized as it was. But yeah, the show was pretty consistently enjoyable. Obviously, what you got with each episode was pretty random. You never knew what you got. Obviously, the Tokyo stuff was a big surprise, because Tokyo disappeared and came back. And, I remember someone commenting about the, voice actors change or something. And, I didn't really think much of any of that. But that makes more sense if they were doing some big thing like that where Tokyo just been gone for a while. And this one's been an imposter. I don't know how deep that goes, and like whether that's just like an excuse to have a change of voice actors, like to try to add a joke onto that for like an extra level of meta-ness or something. I don't really know exactly what the deal with that is, but it's definitely interesting and funny, nonetheless. But yeah, Tai definitely had the best ability, man. The Shadow Clone Jutsu, being able to have clones of yourself, especially if you're a cute girl, I could definitely think of some good uses for some clones, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the show definitely had a lot of fun, funny moments, a lot of creativity, which this format of doing things does allow for a lot of creativity because you can do a lot with a bit of a lower budget. Because it was not a very high budget anime, the animation itself was not top tier or anything, but as long as it's fun, which it was, that's all fine. I wouldn't want every anime to be like this, of course, but I think this sort of thing definitely can be a good thing to have in a you know, a show, 1 or 2 shows like this in a season are definitely good to have as a bit of a variety, different sort of thing. But yeah, what more is really to say on it, aside from the fact that this is probably the most underrated show of the season, you know, definitely, without a doubt. I don't know why I started that sentence with probably when it was not a probably by the time I ended that sentence. But yeah, just a lot of really good improv segments. Of course, I made no secret that my favorite bit of all of it was just the boyfriend's wanting his girlfriend to send nudes. That was still my favorite of all of them. That was just some next level stuff. Like you couldn't write something that funny. That was one of the funniest things just in my life. I mean, that was really good. I wish I could watch that for the first time again. Just really, he's like, yeah, don't worry, I'm good with computers. I got this. I don't know, man. That was just the funniest thing. But you know, the one where the girl moaned at the end of every sentence was really good too. That was very memorable. I'll definitely remember that one for a long time as well, though. Especially when they were talking about like it'd be really awkward if they broke up. You know, just yeah, that really was funny. You could do a lot with that kind of concept. I kind of want to see an anime with that concept now. That would be great. You could do it too. You can make an anime about that where the main girl just erotically moans after every sentence, and just the classroom moments would be so awkward. You know, when she's supposed to be reading in class or something or answering a question. Like you could do a lot with that. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, by the time the show ended, man, I loved all 5 of these characters. I feel like I knew them pretty well. Their dynamic with each other was great. It's just, I'm gonna miss these characters. I'm definitely going to miss these characters. Maybe not Anishi so much, because Anishi didn't get a lot of lines, really. You know, but Anishi was alright. Definitely alright. But definitely not one of the main girls' level of greatness, to be sure. Let's see. Anything else to say on this show, really? Not really. I mean, I guess I hope we get a season 2. You know, there's definitely stuff you can do with a season 2. Just because it's such a random show, there's not really much of a plot that you could have exhausted, you know? The closest thing to a plot in the show is the girls trying to be popular and failing at it miserably. To the point where they even played a card game where the premise was unpopularity, you know? So, definitely stuff you could do with that. Yeah, I do think that's about all I have to say on the show. I did enjoy the show a lot more than some people did, clearly. I do hope more people give it a chance. I do hope the MyAnimeLIst score, like, jumps up a little bit once all the, like, the people that dropped it, their scores no longer count. I think that's how MyAnimeLIst works. That's why Kimono Friends got a big jump at the end. So if that's the case, I do want to see this also get a bit of a jump. Because it does not deserve the atrocious score that it has. It just doesn't. So, yeah, hopefully, you know, working it around, it's really not a bad show. That's pretty good. And hopefully we get a season 2. That's really what I hope for with this show. Because I don't like the fact that it's over, but it is. So, I guess I'll just have to move on with my life. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.